Imagine waking up and realizing you could shave 70% off your monthly transport costs without giving up the freedom to go wherever you want.
That feeling of relief, that sudden burst of confidence, is exactly what the FIRE community lives for. Financial independence, early retirement,
and the ability to design your life on your own terms.
In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the smartest, most affordable ways to move around the city,
so you can keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket and less in the hands of gas stations, parking meters, and car loans. I've spent years experimenting with every mode of transportation imaginable, from the cramped commuter train to the sleek electric scooter.
And I've saved thousands of dollars simply by choosing the right wheels for the right journey.
What I've learned is that the cheapest option isn't always the most obvious one.
And that a few simple habits can turn a daily commute from a budget drain into a powerful momentum toward financial independence.
Let's start with the backbone of any cost-effective mobility plan: public transit. Buses, subways, light rail, and commuter trains are the unsung heroes of the FIRE movement because they deliver the most miles per dollar spent. A monthly pass in most major cities costs a fraction of what you'd pay for a car loan, insurance, fuel, and maintenance combined. If you compare a typical car ownership package that runs into several $100s a month with a monthly transit pass that often sits under $100, the savings become crystal clear. Choosing the right pass is a game changer. Many transit agencies offer weekly, monthly, and even annual passes that automatically cap your spending, so you never pay more than a set amount no matter how many rides you take. Look out for student, senior, and low-income discounts. They can shave another 10 to 20% off the price.
Some employers even subsidize transit passes as part of a benefits package, turning a personal expense into a tax-free perk.
The key is to plan ahead. If you know you'll be commuting 5 days a week, a monthly pass will almost always be cheaper than buying single tickets each day. Smart routing apps are another hidden gem. Real-time data lets you avoid delays, choose the fastest line, and even combine bus routes with bike share stations for a seamless door-to-door experience. Many of these apps also feature fare capping alerts, notifying you when you've hit the maximum daily or weekly cost, so you can stop worrying about overspending. Off-peak travel can also save you money, as some systems lower fares during non-rush hours. If your schedule is flexible, shifting your commute by even an hour can reduce your fare and make the ride less stressful. Now, let's talk about micromobility, the world of bicycles, electric bikes, and scooters that have exploded onto city streets in recent years. These options are perfect for short to medium distances, especially when you factor in the first mile, last mile problem that often makes public transit feel incomplete. A basic commuter bike can be purchased for a few $100s and, with a little maintenance, will last for years. Electric bikes carry a higher upfront cost, but they dramatically reduce the effort required to tackle hills and longer routes, making them a viable alternative to a car for many commuters. When deciding between a traditional bike and a scooter, consider the distance, terrain, and weather. Bikes excel on longer rides that exceed a few miles, while scooters shine on short, flat trips where you need to zip through pedestrian zones. Maintenance hacks can keep your ride cheap. Learning how to patch a tire, lubricate a chain, and care for a battery can save you hundreds of dollars in shop fees. Many cities also run bike share programs that let you rent a bike for a few dollars an hour.
And some employers now offer e-bike lease programs that spread the cost over a year with minimal upfront payment.
Community programs can further lower the price tag. Look for local initiatives that provide free or discounted bike share credits to low-income residents, or neighborhood groups that organize bike repair nights, where volunteers help you fix common issues. Some municipalities even subsidize electric scooter rentals for commuters, turning a typically pricey ride into a budget-friendly option. At this point, you might be wondering how all these pieces fit together in a cohesive strategy. The secret lies in mixing and matching modes based on the specific demands of each trip. For a typical workday, you could take the train to the nearest station, Hop on a bike share to cover the last mile, and then park your bike at the office. On days when the weather turns sour, you could switch to a scooter that offers a covered storage compartment for your laptop and a quick ride to the bus stop. By layering these options, you create a flexible, resilient system that never forces you back into the expensive car lane.
Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most surprising money-saving tip you've discovered about getting around your city? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to see what tricks you've uncovered.
Looking ahead, we'll dive into car sharing and ride pooling, exploring how to make those occasional longer trips work for you without breaking the bank. We'll also uncover a few lifestyle tweaks to your daily routine that can shave even more dollars off your transport budget,
turning every commute into a step toward financial independence. If this is blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button and let's keep exploring together.
All right, let's jump into car sharing and ride pooling, the two tools that let you keep the convenience of a vehicle without the full-blown expense of ownership. First, understand the economics. When you look at a typical hourly rate for a shared car, you'll see a base fee plus a per-mile charge, plus sometimes a fuel surcharge. The key is to match the trip length and purpose to the pricing model that gives you the lowest total cost. For short errands under a mile or two, a scooter or bike share will almost always beat a car share. But for a longer grocery run or a weekend outing with a few friends, a car share can be a winner. One of the biggest hidden savings comes from the way many platforms structure their pricing tiers. Some services offer a daily cap that stops charging after a certain number of hours, effectively turning a long-day rental into a flat-rate deal.
Others give you free minutes for signing up for a loyalty program or for referring a friend.
Keep an eye on promotional periods. A few weeks of discounted rates can shave $100 or more off your annual transport budget. Now, let's talk about ride pooling. The idea is simple. You share a ride with other commuters heading in the same direction, splitting the fare and reducing the per-person cost.
The magic happens when you coordinate with coworkers, neighbors, or members of a local commuter club.
Many cities have informal groups on social media where people post their daily routes and look for ride partners.
By joining one of these groups, you can arrange a regular carpool that not only saves money, but also reduces your carbon footprint. A win-win for your wallet and the planet.
When you're setting up a carpool, timing is everything. If you can align your start and end times within a 15-minute window, you'll maximize the number of people you can fit in the vehicle without adding extra mileage. Some ride-pooling apps even let you set a flexible window that automatically matches you with riders who have similar schedules. Experiment with different pickup points. Sometimes meeting a few blocks away from the office can dramatically cut the total distance each person drives, translating into lower fuel costs and less wear on the car. If you still need a personal vehicle for occasional long trips, consider a hybrid or a fuel-efficient model that has lower operating costs. Even if you only drive it a few times a month, the savings on fuel and maintenance can be significant compared to a larger, less efficient car.
And here's a tip that many people overlook. You can keep the car in a cold storage mode when it's not in use.
Store it in a garage, keep the battery at a moderate charge, and perform a quick check of tire pressure and fluid levels before each trip. This reduces the wear that comes from infrequent use and helps you avoid costly repairs down the line. Let's move on to the hidden savings hacks that can make every mode of transport even cheaper. One of the most powerful levers is leveraging employer benefits. Many forward-thinking companies now offer transportation stipends, commuter benefits, or even direct subsidies for bike share memberships and public transit passes. If your employer provides a pre-tax commuter benefit, you can set aside a portion of your paycheck before taxes are taken out,
effectively reducing your taxable income while covering your travel costs.
Check with your HR department to see what programs are available. You might be surprised at how much you can save just by signing up.
Another hack is to use travel-focused credit cards that reward you with points or cash back on transportation expenses.
Some cards give you a higher return on public transit purchases, ride-sharing fares, or even fuel.
By paying your transit bills with a card that offers a generous cash-back rate, you're essentially getting a discount on every ride.
Just be sure to pay the balance in full each month to avoid interest charges that would wipe out the benefit.
Tax deductions can also play a role, especially if you're self-employed or have a home office. The IRS allows you to deduct a portion of your vehicle expenses if you use the car for business purposes. You can choose between the standard mileage rate or actual expense method, whichever yields a larger deduction. Keep a detailed log of your trips, noting the date, purpose, and miles driven. Even if you're not a freelancer, some states offer deductions for commuting costs, so it's worth researching the rules in your jurisdiction. Now, let's talk about remote work leverage. If your employer allows you to work from home a few days a week, you can dramatically cut your commuting costs. Negotiate a schedule that gives you at least 2 days of remote work, and you'll see a reduction in fuel, parking, and transit fares. Even a single day of remote work each week can add up over a year. Pair this with a flexible work arrangement where you shift your core hours to avoid peak hour traffic.
And you'll not only save money, but also reduce the stress of rush hour congestion.
A lifestyle tweak that often goes unnoticed is the batch run approach to errands. Instead of making multiple short trips throughout the week, combine them into a single outing. Plan your grocery list, pharmacy pickups, and any other stops for one day, and use a bike share or a car share for that consolidated trip.
This reduces the total number of rides you need to take, cutting both time and cost.
If you have a partner or roommate, coordinate your errands together. You can share a single car share ride and split the expense. Another subtle but effective habit is to monitor your travel patterns and look for opportunities to walk more.
For distances under a half mile, walking is free, good for your health, and eliminates any fare.
Many cities have pedestrian-friendly routes that are safer and more pleasant than the main thoroughfares. Use a mapping app to find the most scenic or safest walking path, and you'll turn a short commute into a mini exercise session.
Over time, those small walks add up to significant savings and health benefits.
Now, let's bring everything together into a cohesive strategy. Imagine a typical week where you have 3 days in the office, 2 days remote, and a weekend outing. On office days, you take the train to the nearest station, hop on a bike share for the last mile, and lock the bike at the office. On remote days, you skip the commute entirely, freeing up time and money. For the weekend trip, you book a car share for a day,
taking advantage of a promotional discount that gives you a free hour of mileage.
You also use a ride-pooling app to share the ride back with a neighbor who's heading home at the same time,
splitting the cost further. By layering these options, you create a flexible,
resilient system that never forces you back into the expensive car lane.
What's the most surprising money-saving tip you've discovered about getting around your city?
Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to see what tricks you've uncovered. If you've tried any of the hacks I mentioned, the employer commuter stipend, the travel-focused credit card,
or the batch-run errands approach, let me know how they worked for you. Your experiences can help others fine-tune their own transport game plan.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about the mindset shift that turns every commute into a step toward financial independence. The key is to view transportation not as a sunk cost, but as a variable expense you can actively manage. When you treat each ride as a decision point, you become more attuned to the trade-offs between speed, convenience, and cost. This awareness lets you ask, do I really need to take the car for this trip, or can I combine modes and still arrive on time? Over time, those small choices compound into a substantial reduction in your overall spending,
freeing up cash that you can redirect toward investments, debt repayment, or building an emergency fund.
Adopting a flex-first mentality also helps. Instead of planning your day around a single mode of transport, start with the most cost-effective option and then layer additional modes as needed.
This approach encourages creativity. Maybe you'll discover a new bike share station that's closer to your office, or a coworker who's willing to carpool on certain days.
The more you experiment, the more you'll uncover hidden efficiencies in your daily routine. Finally, remember that the journey toward financial independence is a marathon, not a sprint.
Small, consistent savings in your transport budget can add up to a sizable boost in your net worth over the years. By staying curious, testing new modes, and sharing your findings with the community,
You keep the momentum going and inspire others to join the movement.
if this deep dive into affordable mobility has sparked new ideas for you,
Give this video a thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that you value practical, money-saving content. And if you haven't already,
consider subscribing so you won't miss future episodes where we break down other fire-friendly strategies.
from housing hacks to investment shortcuts,
Your support helps keep the channel growing and the information flowing.
thanks for sticking around. And until next time, keep moving smart, keep saving, and keep building that financial fire.